is January 20th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Bill's story. We'll be reading page 10 today. At the 12 and 12, we're finishing up step 2 by reading page 33. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. It's Tuesday, cruising along the week already. Got a cup of coffee in hand, Nutritionals cup today. And yeah, I'm feeling very radical this morning. So let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Okay, so if you recall from yesterday's reading, Ebby Thatcher has showed up at Bill's house, and Bill kind of questions him, hey, why aren't you drinking? And Ebby says, I've got religion. So I can just picture Bill's face as soon as he hears that. But to Ebby's credit, he's not preaching at Bill or anything like that. He's just talking about this program of action and the spiritual principles that he was taught and how he's just paying it forward by visiting Bill. Page 10. He talked for hours. Childhood memories rose before me. I can almost hear the sound of the preacher's voice as I sat on still Sundays, way over there on the hillside. There was that proffered temperance pledge that I never signed. My grandfather's good-natured contempt of such church folk and their doings. His insistence that the spheres really had their music, but his denial of the preacher's right to tell him how he must listen. His fearlessness as he spoke of these things just before he died. These recollections welled up from the past, and they made me swallow hard. That wartime day in the old Winchester Cathedral came back again. I had always believed in a power greater than myself. I had often pondered these things. I was not an atheist. Few people really are. For that means blind faith in the strange proposition that this universe originated in a cipher and aimlessly rushes nowhere. My intellectual heroes, the chemists, the astronomers, even the evolutionists, suggested that vast laws and forces were at work. Despite contrary indications, I had little doubt that a mighty purpose and rhythm underlay all. How could there be so much precise and immutable law and no intelligence? I simply had to believe in a spirit of the universe, who knew neither time nor limitation. But that was as far as I had gone. With ministers and the world's religions, I parted right there. When they talked of a God personal to me, who was love, superhuman strength and direction, I became irritated, and my mind snapped shut against such a theory. At the 12 and 12 we're on step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Bottom of page 32 and 33. Few indeed are the practicing alcoholics who have any idea how irrational they are, or seeing their irrationality can bear to face it. Some will be willing to term themselves problem drinkers, but cannot endure the suggestion that they are in fact mentally ill. They are abetted in this blindness by a world which does not understand the difference between sane drinking and alcoholism. Sanity is defined as soundness of mind. Yet no alcoholic, soberly analyzing his destructive behavior, whether the destruction fell on his dining room furniture or his own moral fiber, can claim soundness of mind for himself. Therefore, step 2 is the rallying point for all of us. Whether agnostic, atheist, or former believer, we can stand together on this step. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith. And every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to Him. "24 hours a day, January 20th. AA thought for the day. In AA, we're all through with lying, hangovers, remorse, and wasting money. When we were drinking, we were only half alive. Now that we're trying to live decent, honest, unselfish lives, we're really alive. Life has a new meaning for us, so that we can really enjoy it. We feel that we're of some use in the world. We're on the right side of the fence instead of on the wrong side. We can look the world in the face instead of hiding in alleys. We come into AA to get sober, and if we stay long enough, we learn a new way of living. Am I convinced that no matter how much fun I got out of drinking, that life was never as good as the life I can build in AA? Meditation for the day. I want to be at one with the divine spirit of the universe. I will set my deepest affections on things spiritual, not on things material. As we think, so we are. So I will think of and desire that which will help, not hinder, my spiritual growth. I will try to be at one with God. No human aspiration can reach higher than this. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may think love, and love will surround me. I pray that I may think health, and health will come to me. Daily Reflection, January 20th. We pause and ask. As we go through the day, we pause, when agitated or doubtful, and ask for the right thought or action. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 87. Today, I humbly ask my higher power for the grace to find the space between my impulse and my action, to let flow a cooling breeze when I would respond with heat, to interrupt fierceness with gentle peace, to accept the moment which allows judgment to become discernment, to defer to silence when my tongue would rush to attack or defend. I promise to watch for every opportunity to turn toward my higher power for guidance. I know where this power is. It resides within me, as clear as a mountain brook hidden in the hills. It is the unsuspected inner resource. I thank my higher power for this world of light and truth that I see when I allow it to direct my vision. I trust it today and hope it trusts me to make all the effort to find the right thought or action today. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And some beautiful stuff. My goodness, some beautiful stuff. Going back to the big book real fast. I mean, Bill, as he's talking to Ebby, even though Ebby's not preaching, it's still bringing up a bunch of old feelings in Bill. You know, it's a mixed bag, yet he talks about the feeling he had when he was at that cathedral in Winchester during the war. So you can tell he's conflicted. But as the big book, and I think the 12 and 12 said it at the very end of step 2, by keeping that open mind, by letting some of those old prejudices go, whatever they may be, you can kind of start to let the light in and accept new ideas. And kind of go into this daily reflection. I think this is beautiful. I know I've read this before, but this one's really standing out to me today. This line right here, I know where this power is. It resides within me, as clear as a mountain brook hidden in the hills. It is the unsuspected inner resource. I've said this a few times, but when I was a kid, I just loved to be outside. I was a child of the late 80s and early 90s. And it was kind of a cool mix. You know, we had TV, of course. We had video games, the early days of video games like Nintendo, Sega, and all that stuff. So there would be days, you know, it was a rain day, but I'd enjoy myself inside. But there was also the beautiful combination of, hey, when it's sunny out there, I was outside. And I loved being outside. I'd be outside playing hockey with my friends in the streets, or We lived at the dead end of our street in New Jersey, and we had about a half acre of land back there and some streams and ponds. And I would just go out there and sit. Or at my dad's house, he had Newton Creek behind his house, so I'd go out there and sit. A lot of times I'd want to be alone. And I would feel this connection with something, or I'd be yearning for something. I don't know what it would be as a kid. I couldn't describe it. But I would feel this peace just by being alone and outside. Maybe, and again, this is just Robology, maybe that was that inner resource they're talking about. Maybe before I even knew it, I was communing with my higher power. Fast forward many, many years later, as I'm pushing 40 now. I'm still 39 for like 6 months, but still. Many years later, by working the steps and continuing to do the maintenance steps, 10, 11, and 12, and just hearing what far wiser people than me say in the rooms, it's like I've got access again. I know how to listen to my higher power more than I did when I was drinking. In my drinking days and my selfishness and self-centeredness, which, by the way, is something I have to battle every day, or rather my higher power battles for me every day, I guess. It's still there, but when I clear away that stuff and do my personal inventory and make those amends, there's something inside me that wants to keep growing and learning more about my higher power. And every day on the job, I still go to my spot and I look out at the fields and the changing leaves and I feel this connection to my higher power that I did when I was a kid. I guess what I'm trying to say is that inner resource, at least for me, has always been there. At least I feel that it has. My higher power has always been there. And somewhere along the way, when I grew up, I kind of lost sight of it, but he's always been there. And now that I'm sober and I'm trying my best to live a life of integrity, it's a one day at a time, one moment at a time kind of program, but I have the desire to connect and to listen and to see that he's still working and he's been there the entire time. I know for me, sometimes hindsight's 20/20. I look back and I see it. I could go on and on about all the little things I've seen in my life that bolsters my faith and proves to me that my higher power is real in my life and is working. But I won't bore you with all the details right now. we're run up on time. But please know, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, or any other sect or denomination. I am just a guy, just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, honored to be here today. If you are sober, my friend, you're a miracle, and I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. If you're not sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well, that you have value and you are worthy of recovery. All you got to do is just reach out for help. The first word in the steps is we. You do not have to do it alone. I pray that you'll get the help that you need today. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.